Hi, I am Kristina MacBury, blogging from the amazing Chadsport Winery on this beautiful Sunday fun day in September 2017. Before I was able to enjoy the weather today, had some family projects at home before I could come out. We were actually installing an air desk for our daughter Louisa. Gave me an opportunity during that installation to reflect on a couple of things about how we lead as leaders and what we do as educators relative to the process of our students failing and how they can fail forward, and in terms of persistence and modeling that. So let me back up for a second and help give you some insight to what my mind was thinking today. So while I was installing the air desk today, as I was setting up the desk, I had already had the level out, made sure that the bracket on the wall was where it needed to be. I recognized and realized that I was missing a bit from my set, leaving me unable to complete the installation. So a couple of things could have happened. Now, one, I knew I was planning on coming to Chadsport Winery today, so I could just stop there and said I can finish later because I'm on a timeline, there's things that I want to do today, and just quit. Or I could improvise, go back downstairs to the toolkit, see if I had another bit set or another tool that I could use to finish the installation, thereby demonstrating persistence as well as finding another tool to get the job done. This made me think and reflect on a number of things, but two very specific things relative to my personal and my professional children. So first, in terms of persistence. So in terms of my personal children, one of our awesome personal children, Christopher, he does not really see persistence as a trait or a virtue that one needs to have. And had he hadn't been with me, he'd have been like, okay, let's just quit. We'll finish this at the time. We'll do this another time. We don't even need to do it. Lisa doesn't really need a desk anyway. She can do her homework at the kitchen table or the dining room table. We don't really need to give her a desk in her room. But for my professional children and my personal children, I think that it's really important as adults and as leaders and as teachers that we call out and model persistence and resilience and say, yes, I had this opportunity and this is what happened and this is how I used persistence and what it means to be persistent. And I kept going until I was able to get the project done. And because of that, Louisa has a desk, I was able to do what I needed to do, and it really wasn't all that difficult at the time. And I think that it could be really helpful for our children to see it and hear it, especially when we call it out. It's one thing to demonstrate persistence, but when we call it out, I think it's all that more meaningful. And then number two, I think that when our students fail and our children fail, that I wonder if we really take the time to look and see if they're failing because they're missing that bit in their toolkit. If they're missing a piece or a tool that prevents them from being successful. And if we give them the ability or the strategies to improvise, or sometimes if they can't take that next step or get to that next level because they don't have that skill, and how do we remediate in order to help them move forward? So just a reflection, something for us to think about as we move forward. Reflective practice is so important in what we do each day. And I hope that helped you in terms of thinking about how you affect all of your children, personal and professional. So make sure that you're focusing on what's right, and hope that you enjoy your beautiful Sunday fun day. Always do what's right, always my best.